the Moho.
Welcome back, everybody, to Andertons TV. It's a Monday morning.
It is.
Mr. Pete and Mr. Lee sat in the driving seat.
Wow.
Okay, now, those clever people at Kernom about 2 years ago, was it?
Yeah.
Released this. And this is a really clever hybrid technology between analog and digital. Mm-hmm. So the mood control, which is the sort of the clever bit, was an analog way of altering the circuitry inside the pedal to reproduce all the different kind of circuit combinations that you might get in your favorite drive pedals, like blues breakers and tube screamers and all that kind of stuff. And then they combined it with a digital element because it was MIDI and you could have this storable preset. It was very cool and it's been very popular.
We did a video you can watch if you go up there in the corner.
And actually we've done a video comparing it to like Dad Blues pedals. So go check that out as well. Anyway, 2 years later, Kernom have finally released the Moho.
And there's been a lot of talk about it. I saw it at NAMM, you know, I've seen it here and there and, you know, good colour.
So it's the same basic concept, but emulating fuzz. I think they've missed a trick, to be honest with you, that really there should be a green one, because then it would be the Kernom the frog, wouldn't it, basically?
I was just gonna, it's Kernom mustard.
That could be, Kernom mustard from...
from what?
From Cluedo.
Is that what it is?
Kernom mustard and Kernom the frog.
With a sandwich in the... Anyway, before we go on, please like and subscribe. And thank you very much and welcome to all the new subscribers.
We've had loads of new subscribers recently.
So thanks for that. And to you as well, you can win something every 10,000 new subscriber, and you can win a clone when we hit 1 million. So please do that, like and subscribe, hit the bell.
Yeah. And if you think Pete looks pretty in pink, then knock yourself out with some merch from the Andertons website.
I need to go on the Andertons website and get myself some new jumpers, because these are kind of,
Our 60th anniversary merch comes out soon as well. It's 2024, 60 years of Andertons, right? Anyway, right. Wow. So
I can't wait for next year, for Christmas next year.
Let's talk about the Moho.
I'm excited about that.
The knobs on here are, some of the knobs are very reminiscent of the previous ones. So you've got volume over one side, fuzz over the other, acting like volume and gain. Mood is your type of fuzz, and essentially what they're saying is, because it's not preset switches, it's like every 0.5 millimeter is changing something. So you've really got to find your mood. Pre-tone is a tone control before the gain stack. Post-tone is a tone control after the gain stack. And then electricity, I think, is...
That's the wattage, whether it's low wattage, whether it's Velcro-y or...
Yes, it's exactly that. Because we'd normally call that bias, but actually when I read this, it's probably more than just bias.
Yeah, I'll say electricity, because if you have some of those... if you get a power supply and you got the sag function in it, you know, you can go down to 5 watts. Yeah. The pedal sounds completely different, so that's probably what that is.
So we're gonna play around with some of the mood settings on here in isolation, and then we've just, as you can see on the table here, we've got some classic fuzz pedals, and we're gonna A/B them using this little JHS switcher and see if we really can nail it. And of course, because probably the most famous fuzz user of all time was a Mr. J. Hendrix. We've got a Univibe pedal from Strymon, just to lob in whenever we like.
Ultraviolet, born by Strymon. Smell your vibe.
Be careful with the pre-tone though, Lee. Just be careful with the pre-tone.
Kernom also say that the pedal can go anywhere in your chain, so it's not like a regular fuzz pedal that
first in the chain always
stressed out if it's got a buffered input and all that kind of stuff. So
I'm excited about this.
I don't really know why that is the case. It doesn't tell me in the manual, but that's just what they say. Right. Okay. So here we go.
Clean tone first, right?
Yeah. Sorry, clean tone.
We're in the little sister. I'm playing this really sort of
rubbish.
See?
Strat. Yeah, it's falling apart. We've talked about what the preset is and MIDI and all that stuff, haven't we?
Actually, so I played. I'd go like this, right?
That's good. I'm going to start with my everything on 12 and the mood low.
Okay. Low
Standard Monday morning.
Actually, it's not that bad this morning, is it?
I'll slowly turn the mood around. Until and we'll just see where
Put
it goes.
some candles on.
I did notice right at the very end where you get this kind of heavier black line here, there is an octave element in it.
Is it?
So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, let's just see what happens whilst you play.
It's not broken. It's a tough pedal to actually really demo because mood, electricity, and fuzz all need to be set. You have to,
you have to find the sweet spots. So
because it just went mad there in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, I have no idea what fuzz circuit that's trying to emulate, but there's like a drone. There's like a drone note that just. Pass.
Oh, yeah.
Comments below.
But this is constant. It just keeps going. Anyway, sorry, I'm just.
No, it's fine. So
I like this. I like the fiddling, man.
So what I'll do is, I mean, it's loosely broken into 1, 2, 3, like 5 segments in the mood thing. So if I just put it in each of the 5, and then we'll see what the fuzz and the electricity does.
Does this affect the fuzz?
Pre-tone absolutely will, because pre-tone is boosting certain. Like you can either chuck more treble into the gain stack or more bass into the gain stack. So post-tone acts more like a tone control. So it's after the gain is happening.
Right. That's the same American. Right.
I like this. Again, if you'll have seen the regular Kernom, the Kernom Ridge has been on my board since it came out.
Yeah.
And it's a great pedal to just feel like you can just turn down and tweak something else. I never used the MIDI, and I even gave up using the preset. That was my only wasn't really a criticism of it, but the only visual aid that you get with this, like when you switch it on, you're like, oh, what sound am I going to get? Is on this side. As soon as you hit the preset, it's whatever you've stored.
Preset, so you can't.
And my brain could never remember what it was.
You can't remember what's happened 5 minutes ago. I think for me, people with MIDI boards, having that and that one on there, like I wanted to do a long time ago, having the H90, which I've got, and I've actually been waiting for that, set those two up.
Yeah.
But which compressor does MIDI?
Doesn't that Jackson Audio one?
Jackson Audio
do they do one? I mean, you've got things like a lot of the things like the TC plethoras of whatever have got MIDI, have got compression in them.
Then it's not before and then, or maybe,
Can be with the X5,
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
So, you know, you could do something with that. Didn't we do that video? That with the Kernom Ridge.
Yes,
you know,
but
we've done so many videos. I can't remember. Anyway,
either.
Look. So let's just go back to this. I'll just fiddle around. I have no idea.
How long have we been married now?
Let's just see what happens. Where did that come from? Where's the... We've now got the... But I'm not on... Oh, so there's an octave setting even on that first?
So... What? So that's...
Oh, I like that.
It's good, but does it say something about if it's in this preset here?
The Kernom Ridge is the same. It literally infers that they're all in there somewhere, but it's like you've got to go on your own secret journey to find it.
I love secret journeys. I'm on right now with Mushrooms. It's pretty interesting. I'm actually on it right now. So you got here as well. You got 1, 2. So the first bit here, you can see it's got one line, and then it goes into
line. And it goes up, presumably here.
But that's got nothing to do with the electricity and such. That's more of a... that's interesting, though. Maybe that's just a set. Go to the next one.
Let's keep flying around them, and I think it'll be fun to see how it compares to other pedals.
Oh,
but here we
wow,
go.
Here we go. So. It's interesting that says electricity. It does give that thing, but it also adds the octave.
I have no idea. That's like a ring modulation. Do you remember the robots that they used to use in the old Smash mashed potatoes adverts?
No.
You're too young, and probably weren't in England at that time.
No, probably not. Definitely not.
If you're a child of the 70s, you'll remember that. And that was exactly what they used to sound like.
Sound like those little, what are the little pink things?
Yes, I know what you mean. Clangers.
Clangers.
Well, look, I can imagine that Jimmy would have had a lot of fun with one of these.
MIDI as well.
Yes, MIDI Hendrix. So look, now what we're going to do is we're going to see how it compares with some classic fuzz pedals.
Yeah,
okay, this is the JHS Muffaletta. It was Josh's kind of bit like the Bonsai, but about his sort of nod towards all the different versions of the Big Muff there'd been over the years. I don't know if there is a sort of one that's the most famous, but Big Muff is kind of wall of fuzz kind of tone.
This is when we have to be careful with the pre-tone.
Well, let's have a little listen. So this switch in the middle, by the way, if it's green, it's the pedal on this side. If it's red, it's the pedal on this side.
A bit more volume.
Always like that sound. It's not the spitty kind of fuzz.
No.
It's the sort of doomy, high gain, big, smooth, fuzzy kind of tone. So I don't know where we're going to find that on here, but I suspect it's with a lot of fuzz and maybe with some of the tone backed off. But let's have a little listen.
Maybe a little bit more fuzz on this. Is there more?
Well, I'm trying. Yeah, I don't mind.
Well, you can find the tone, can you?
It's not nailed on, though. Again, look,
it's fiddly,
it could take hours to try and find the spot. It's really interesting. So the Muffaletta, I think, has got this really interesting, and maybe that's a Big Muff kind of thing. It's dark, but still clear.
Presence.
Yeah, presence or whatever. Just play an A chord again, or.
Throwing that, it's throwing...
doing the spitty thing.
I think you're up there instead. It's almost there.
I'm going to give the Kernom a 7 out of 10 for its Big Muff kind of impersonation.
I'm not a fan of a Big Muff, though.
You want to go fuzz face?
Yeah, let's do it.
So fuzz face on classic fuzz face settings, so basically just everything on maximum. And we've had a little tweak here. We've got the mood using its sort of second zone, just towards the top of its second zone, and you can see where everything else is set.
Little eyelashes.
A little bit.
Yeah, Billie Eyelash. It's a good sound.
There's more bass end,
yeah.
I think you need to go. Let me just see what happens. So we're trying to get a bassier tone, but still with clarity.
Yeah.
So maybe it's this down and this up, or maybe it's the other way around. So we'll have a look.
No, you lost the clarity. Maybe you need to tweak a little bit with this here.
I'm going to give that a 9.
9? Well, I was going to get it an 8.
8? Well, that's because you're Craig Revel Hall of the pedal review world, aren't you? Okay, let's go Tone Bender. Is this the most famous fuzz? I don't know. It's a very famous British fuzz, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's a good pedal, man. I love that pedal. Right,
here we go, Tone Bender.
It's close.
It's really hard, this. I recollect doing the Kernom Ridge, the white version of this, it being much faster and easier to go, there's the nailed on blues breaker tone, there's the tune.
Fuzz is an enigma thing,
I think you're right.
You know,
I think just fuzz is so chaotic.
Yeah.
And again, what you're watching is pretty much Pete and I in real time. So we're taking like 2 minutes to see how fast we can nail it. Whether if we had a much deeper understanding of the pedal, whether we'd nail in some closer tones. So I'm going to give this maybe another 8 out of 10 impression.
I think you can get it closer if you spend a bit more time with it and then save it as a MIDI preset. But I think the thing with fuzz pedals and the transistors and all that stuff is that they're all different. They react to different power supplies, you know, all that kind of stuff. I think, and if they're I don't think it's the Stonk box, but the other one, which has got a temperature on it. So the silk-tone fuzz.
Yeah.
Or this one is the one that has to heat up to temperature and stuff. You're like, well, hang on. So it's very.
Yeah. I do feel that I think it's probably fairer to the Kernom Moho to put it in like it's just another cool fuzz rather than the Kernom Ridge was very much about how to recreate other pedals' classic tones. Yeah. It almost feels like the Kernom, especially with this electricity thing, is doing like just more new crazy fuzz things that you've not really necessarily heard before.
Almost more like that Chase Bliss with the.
Well, that's one of the pedals it's almost up against, isn't it? Is that sort of MIDI controllable.
I mean, that moves the things up and down and.
All right, well, let's just have a little Now, again, this is which side is that? That's the return. So this is Benson's version of a less well-known fuzz pedal called the Zonk box.
Yeah, Stonk is so good, man. It's one of my favourite fuzzes.
Yeah. Now, this does, if I remember rightly, when this gets to green, it's kind of at its whatever its optimum temperature might be.
And what was the video where, I can't remember who did it, put it in the freezer or the fridge or something, let it cool down, and then it sounds completely different. But that's the beauty of fuzz, isn't it? Because it's all different.
I love the fact that now you and I just need to have some filler content whilst we wait for this thing to go green. But that was the Eric Johnson...
Don't you have to put that through it like that? Haven't you got to put some...
I don't know. But the Eric Johnson kind of... One of the urban myths around Eric was that he would have his round fuzz face kind of pedal, but he would take the backs off of them, or even just have the backs open a little bit, because he knew if he could get a little bit more air to the inside of the pedal, it would change the sort of tone of the pedal.
And the shape of it changed. That sounds good, man.
I vaguely recollect that actually, when this does go green, it
good.
sounds exactly the same as when it was amber, and because I remember from our previous.
Into your ears, you be careful now what you say, man.
Whilst we're going to try and find a tone on the Kernom, so see you back in a minute.
Right.
Okay, it's gone green. Let's see. This is what the Zonk box.
That's interesting, isn't it? Again, it's close.
It's like it's in the ballpark, but it's a 7, I think, maybe a 7.5.
Yeah, I mean that pedal is absolutely
a great
incredible.
pedal. I mean, I suppose there's a sense of, if you added up the price of buying all these different fuzz faces, it's going to end up being about 5 times as much as buying a Kernom Ridge, I guess, or Kernom Moho.
I would think that one is the same price. I would think that's 300 quid.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, so last one is an Octave fuzz from the lovely people at Pedal Porn.
That's a good pedal.
So let's just do the same again. We'll see what we can find in here, and then... Okay, so here we go. Man
That's the closest one yet, I think.
Do you think? I think they're all in that kind of 7 and 8 kind of realm. So, but again,
how long have we spent on that fiddling? 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I mean, you could fiddle some more, man.
And just because it doesn't sound identical doesn't mean that it wasn't in some instances sounding better. It's just like it's what you like, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's probably fairer and more realistic to just say, look, the Kernom is its own fuzz pedal with a ton of different sounds, from conventional fuzz stuff through to super weird with those drone notes underneath. And I would just say, if you're a fuzz fan, give it a try. I do feel it's different. Yeah, the Kernom Ridge for me was very much kind of just like, here's one pedal that can, especially if you're using MIDI, you can just replace all of your tube screamer and your blues. This feels like now if you're a fuzz fan, just get one and find where it's got groovy fuzz tones in it.
And I think especially if you want something in your chain, you can just put wherever, that you can have 128 via MIDI. And it takes up less space than all of that stuff. Plus, I would guarantee this is 350. I would think. So that's the same price as that, right?
319. Yeah.
There you go.
Well, there you are. What did you think?
I like it. I think it's really cool, man.
I do like the Kernom stuff. I wonder what they'll do next.
So that's the Moho. What does Moho mean? It's French, right? Is it French for...
I don't know.
It's a French company.
Could be. Let's look it up.
2 very boring minutes later.
Moho.
What's it
Noun.
mean?
The boundary layer between the Earth's crust and the mantle.
Wow.
Whose depth varies from about 3 miles to 5 kilometers beneath the ocean floor to about 25 miles, 40 kilometers between the continents.
Well, you know what? In all fairness, the previous pedal's called a ridge. So they're all kind of, you know, sort of geological references, aren't they?
And this is, Moho is something that shakes the earth, isn't it?
Could be.
I see what you.
So what's coming next? The canyon, the sub-layer, the magma.
Magma.
Liquid hot magma.
There we are, right, guys, we've done. We'll see you in another video soon. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.
Magma.